the guys from BBN Chalk Talk. Let's talk about where everyone can hear you guys weekly.
So you can hear us on iTunes, SoundCloud, also on Blog Talk Radio. We've got a live show on Wednesday night.
But y'all are doing it live now.
Yes, we are going to do a call-in show on Wednesdays now.
Okay, all right. So we've got. So are you still doing your regular podcast on Sunday nights, recording it, putting it up, say
Tuesdays. Tuesdays are going to be the day we're.
You all told me I had to have it on Mondays. I see it when you all do it. You give yourselves an extra day. You complain and moan when I couldn't get it up by Monday.
Yeah,
that's what Max wanted.
All right. Yep. All right. So you got your podcast is up by Tuesdays, but then on Wednesdays you're doing a live.
Yes.
Live call-in.
Yes.
All right. And when, is that started or when does that start?
We did a test last week, and it went fairly well. We didn't have anybody call in.
Well,
we just kind of wanted to make sure all the equipment worked with three of us being in different locations.
We had listeners.
We did have listeners.
Listen, it's fun, though, to grow it because, listen, the first few times we called or we started taking calls, we didn't have any calls except John Short, who calls every day. John, love you. We'll get to you in a minute. He's on the line right now, as a matter of fact. But and I'll tell you this is one thing I've noticed. If you have like an open topic Friday, it doesn't move anybody. You have to say something. Let's talk about this, and people will call in. Yeah. And that really and then you tweet it out too, because I've got several today. As a matter of fact, just to kind of reset the show, we're talking about what Kentucky villain can you say something nice about? Not say something nice to, say something nice about. And I thought this was interesting. A Cat fan in Northern Kentucky says Coach Sutton gave us the phrase "little brother" for Louisville. I like that. Now, Coach Sutton would be a villain because he's the one that got us put on probation, but I like that one. Also, Patino, this is Spunky One, Northern Kentucky. It might be Cat fan, Northern Kentucky's wife, says Patino has made it even easier to despise Louisville. Again, kind of a backhanded one. Not really what we're going for, but we'll accept it. All right, let's get back into there was a lot of conversation. We're talking to the guys at BBN Chalk Talk about Matt Elam. I guess this was at SEC Media Days. McElroy, a former Alabama quarterback, just hammered the kid. Fair or unfair?
Fair.
Fair.
Something we've been talking about for a while, too, and just a lot of fans have.
What specifically?
Just he has not really shown much progression. He's continuing to do the same things that are causing him to not perform at his peak.
Which are?
Standing up and watching the ball, and being slow off the ball.
So it's technique.
It's technique.
It's not necessarily because remember he had to lose weight.
Well, and athleticism. I mean, that has a lot to do with it. He's not able to execute the technique properly because he's still carrying too much weight, too much size, not enough athleticism.
I say hard as well because he gave up on a lot of plays.
Yeah,
as well.
All right. So now we got three linemen in here being critical of him. Now, see, I don't mind that. What I mind, and Max, you and I were talking about this during the break. I don't like. Look, I get. McElroy's a football player, and I get there's an element of, look, we're all in this together, therefore we can critique each other, but McElroy's never played line. And what bothers me is, look, I understand you can be critical, but there's a level of being critical to someone whose shoes you have never walked in. And McElroy has never walked in Elam's shoes. He doesn't know what it is to be in line. Now, you can talk about everything you all have talked about, and I'm going to listen to you all. I'm going to say, these guys know what they're talking about. McElroy, I don't care what he says about alignment. I really don't. And it bothers me. Now, what bothers me even more is when people who've never played the game outside that are in the media start hammering on these kids. That bothers me even more so. McElroy to a lesser extent, but you think it's fair what McElroy said?
Well, first off, if someone who's on Twitter who's so concerned about what an 18 to 21-year-old does with an oval-shaped pigskin ball they're not really worth my time. But
you're talking about people who we don't know who critique.
Exactly.
Well, I'm talking about people in the media, though.
Well, that as well. But with Greg McElroy, and I think it's just as football players in general, that we know exactly what it takes to play the game. Yeah. We know the effort that it takes. All three of us have competed and been recruited to get to where we are.
Okay.
All three of us have had a different journey with it. And we know the hard work that it takes.
Yep.
But when you've had a fairly easy path when it comes to recruiting and then not produce, it rubs guys the wrong way.
He was a big-time 5-star recruit out of some places coming in.
But is that fair on him? Should he have been a 5-star recruit? Because who's evaluating these guys? These are guys in the media again.
Yeah, once again, we don't. I mean, the three of us, and we've talked about this on our show a lot, don't understand because there's no set start. You know what constitutes a start.
In some places, he was a 3-star, I think.
Right.
Okay.
But still, you're getting that kind of exposure coming in.
Yeah.
You're getting playing time as a freshman. You are a big physical specimen. But then you do nothing with it over the next 4 years.
All right, real quick, because we've got 20 seconds here. Let's go, all three of you. How many wins for Kentucky this year, Max?
I'm going to say 8.
8. Great.
8? Yep, 8.
Wow.
We're all there.
Going bowling again. All right, we'll be right back. Cameron Mills Radio brought to you by LHC Group.